What if we tape a $20 bill under one of these
I'm
seats?
telling you, man,
We have to pay him to sit up here.
I get it. You know what I was thinking about? We've never tried. What if we did the 3 rows like this?
Try it.
I mean, I just wonder because I know part of the reason people can't, the people behind them, they're turning. That's why they don't like sitting up front. That in the sped zone.
Yeah.
But I was just wondering,
We could try
is that even
anything.
possible? I'm trying to think of the
know.
depth that we would need. I'm not sure that'll work that way.
It's nice to have a sound guy,
It is nice to have a sound guy.
tech guy. All right. It's 10:03.
Good morning.
All right, everybody. As usual, the VIP seating is still open.
Too dangerous.
Too
Box
dangerous?
seats.
Box seats, front row. Normally,
Nobody
y'all are
wants to sit
jumping
by
at
Paul? He showered. He worked out already and showered.
Come on up, Lacey. You can sit anywhere you want here.
Those are nosebleed seats.
I guess the Lacey's on here.
General admission.
Yeah. Gee. Look,
But we're
50.
glad you're here.
Yeah.
All right. Is this not the most Mondayest Tuesday of the whole week?
It is the most Mondayest Tuesday.
Mondayest Tuesday of the week. Yes, it is. Feels like a Monday, but here we are. All right, we are going to kick off this meeting. It is the first meeting after a 3-day weekend, a holiday. Not our typical Memorial Day weekend. I think I stayed covered up in a blanket or something. Like, not really. We were out and about, but I wanted to be. Anybody else? Anybody do anything fun yesterday over the weekend? Anybody go to the lake?
Well, we didn't go to the lake, but my daughter-in-law bought me and my husband tickets to the Savannah Bananas. And
You got to go?
that was a blast.
Wow.
It was so cool.
I thought that was fun.
It was so fun. Yeah.
Anybody else get to go to Savannah Bananas? You did?
Yep.
Did you
Did you
enjoy
like it?
that?
Yeah, Hosmer and Gordon and
Moustakis, yeah.
And they all struck out.
Did they really?
They all struck out.
Did they really? Okay.
Wow. Wow. Well, anybody else? Anybody else go to it? We're already here. Tell me something good. Savannah Bananas. Anybody else? Anybody else want to go besides me?
You should go. You should go. Next year you should go.
All right, we should go.
Next year we're gonna buy tickets, yeah.
Just look them up on Instagram and Facebook and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, you're just gonna,
You saw Mission Impossible. How was that? Long.
That's not usually how a movie's described.
I know, right?
A lot of action, constant action for 3 hours. I had to close my eyes and breathe because it was just so intense the whole time. Wow. 3 hours.
So was it good?
It was good.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. It was good.
Well, I'm glad to hear that because my 16-year-old went. He got invited with a friend, and he has not seen any of the other Mission Impossible, so he was a little bit lost. And he's like, I guess there's a guy in it, it's Tom Cruise or something. And he's like, he's like 62 years old. And there was a time when his shirt was off, and it was just not probably the best. That was his synopsis of the movie.
That's funny. Oh my goodness. That's funny.
He was an old guy with his shirt off, so that's not. All right.
Speaking of old guys with their shirts
Oh,
off,
great.
I watched Last Rodeo.
Oh, the
I
Last
seen the
Rodeo.
Studios and his shirt was off.
Okay.
It wasn't bad.
How did we get here?
I don't know. I'm sorry. I take
How did we
I'm
get
sorry.
here?
Was it a good movie?
Yes,
Good movie?
It was emotional.
Was it
Okay.
Angel Studios. does
I've heard it was a good movie. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Bring this back. Real estate. And who else has got something good? Something good. We do like to. Anybody else got something good? Yes.
My daughter and her boyfriend have a house under contract here in the metro, so they'll get here from Wyoming, hopefully in a couple months.
Nice.
Yeah. There you go, a little
That is
business.
good.
Out of state for 8 years. So we get-
Out of state for 8 years and coming home.
And you sent a referral to Wyoming,
I
right?
did.
Did you use a KW guy there?
I did.
Big enough city we have.
They actually have some, yes.
Oh, good, good.
Cheyenne didn't have a KW office for a long time, but they do.
Okay, they do now.
Cool.
Very good.
Good, good. Like
All right,
that.
Chad, what you got?
Thursday, got probably
second scariest parenting day of older kids. The first one was probably taking them out to college, right? Dropping them off and supposed to leave them. So now, Thursday, we fly out to San Diego. She has an internship at a engineering firm. And I guess we just drop her off and leave her there too.
In San Diego? That's a long ways away.
Yeah, it's gonna be amazing adventure. It's this weird part of parenting now, you know, where you're like, you're gonna have an amazing adventure, but oh man, you're a long way away.
Yeah. I agree. Along those lines,
You know, we raised them for this.
I right?
When they do it, you're like, this is
We're like, wait a minute.
what are you doing? You're actually listening. You're listening. You're listening. Like, you don't need dad or mom.
Along those lines, we got our oldest back from college this weekend. He actually, after college, got out in early May. He went for 2 weeks to El Salvador on a missions trip, and he was over there with the team, and he was one of the team leaders. And I said, oh, great. You know, he did this in Argentina last year. And I was like, okay, well, what teachers, what sponsors? He goes, Mom, we are the adults. We are. So I was like, okay. They are the adults leaving the country, going to El Salvador, and it turned out to be a wonderful experience, but we got him home for the summer yesterday. So again, pray for us. Our grocery bill will be going up for the summer, but it's all part of it. So I feel that, Chad. I mean, yeah, this is what we raised them for. So, and they've had good modeling and good parenting. So, all right, anybody else? Something good? Yes, ma'am.
Okay, if you know me, you know I like plants, like gardening and stuff. So we have 4 hydrangea bushes that have big pink blooms on them this year, and we haven't had anything for 3 years.
Well, that's good.
So I'm really excited. I have big puppy pink blooms on them.
Well, that's
Cool.
really great.
Yeah, that's cool.
That is good. All right, Joanna.
So I had a buyer that missed out on a Morning View house a couple weeks ago, and this week a house came on the market. We showed her brother-in-law showed her with the video. We made an offer and got accepted, and the seller is buying a build job from Alex, so we're kind of all
I like
connected. So
that.
that was pretty exciting. We got her under contract.
Love that.
quickly, yeah.
Good. Very good.
Alex, didn't you guys put another deal together that was a pretty good size one? Did that end up coming together?
Yeah, Kelly Raby and I got one going right now.
Yeah.
Inspections today, so.
Sweet. That's a good one.
We're 7 figures on that one?
That's
Is
a
that
good
about
one.
right? Yeah.
Good job. Good job.
By the way, that's an in-house deal too. Kelly Raby's listing, our agent. Yeah. So that's really cool.
Another one, got some buyers under contract on Ryan and Stephanie's listing over the weekend too.
Nice.
Oh, good.
Several going with everybody.
I love it.
Nice.
He only works with agents in our office.
I like it. Yeah. Yeah, we got a few for him, don't we? Trish?
That's good. That's good. All right. You got anything good? Anything you want to share?
No, not really.
Okay.
No, nothing good.
All right. Well, if you think of something, we'll circle back. All right. Our preferred vendors. We're always grateful for our vendors. So I see Lisa. Lisa with Kaufelt Title. Lisa, you want to come on up?
All right, Lisa.
Thank you. The only thing I wanted to remind everybody, the next holiday we have coming up is Juneteenth. It is now a federal holiday, so everything's closed. We won't be able to close on that day. That is a Thursday. So that's why I want to,
Right? Is it the
June
19th?
19th. Yep, Juneteenth, so June 19th, which is a Thursday. We'll be back in on Friday. It's just a single day holiday. Okay. Thank you.
Easy enough.
Perfect.
Easy enough.
That was
Thank
easy.
you, Lisa. All right. I know Todd's out. He had some surgery, right?
He did have the hip replacement. It's going reasonably well. He's having a little trouble with getting the pain thing under control. So in fact, he was taking a pill and heading back to the doctor this morning. So I don't know what's going on
Gotcha.
there. But
Okay.
yeah,
All right. Well, we appreciate him. I don't see the Alabas.
They had 3 inspections.
3 inspections today.
great.
They're staying busy. Love that. How about
Yesterday, so he told me he
how about Rustlin and Raylin with Apex Underground?
Yay.
Apex.
You wore your green today.
Yeah, we're fitting today. Thank you guys all for the support. Thank you, Paul, for like the most amazing review we've ever had in our entire existence of Apex.
Oh, nice.
If anyone gets a chance to review that on the Belton page. I love it. It was phenomenal. Everyone was like, you should do this for a living.
Wow.
Right? Be patient with everyone today or this week and the next week. So we got a ton of rain still, everything's soggy. I've been getting those last minute call for, hey, can you do an inspection? Even though we don't do inspections, but we're, everything's due tomorrow for the resolutions. So just a friendly reminder to make for sure that's one of the first things you do with those big ticket items right out of the gate once you're under contract. But other than that, does anyone have any questions or anything that you guys need help with? Fabulous.
Awesome. Thanks,
Thanks,
ladies.
ladies.
Appreciate you.
Good job.
Can I
Yeah.
want to add something on that as far as inspection windows. Again, if you guys are going to get into deals with 7-day inspection windows and there's septic to be done, that's a tough deal. Get some more days if you can. We had a really interesting thing over the weekend where a guy bought one of our houses on a 7-day inspection, and they were doing the inspections literally the last day. Well, and I asked him, hey, how's it going? Kind of checking in. He goes, oh, I'll get back. I'll know more tomorrow. He was enjoying his holiday weekend. Tomorrow's he's out of inspection period. So I had a choice to make really quick to let him know and remind him. And so anyway, I decided to take the high road and go, hey, just so you know, we're on a 7-day window here. And he's like, oh my gosh, I just assumed it was 10. He's the one that did 7, not me.
Right.
But anyway, we took the high road just to be sure we were doing the right thing for everybody. And it's all going to work out, of course. But anyway, just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind. Watch those numbers.
Absolutely, especially if you write those numbers in there. Keep track. Those are your
You
numbers.
could even put it on your calendar.
You might.
End of inspection period, 123 Main Street.
That's-
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what Jenny at Century 21 does.
Absolutely. All right, Matt, I know JW is out and I don't see Matt, so. All right, well, we have an exciting announcement. This has been a long time coming and we are so excited that we have filled that front desk position, the Director of First Impressions with Lacey Gamber. So let's welcome Lacey. Last week was her first week with us, and I can tell already we made the right choice. It was worth the wait to find the right person. She is talented, she's smart, she is fitting right in with you guys. She's a people person. And Lacey, would you like to, I know I'm putting on you on the spot a little bit, but will you give us a couple sentences or whatever you feel comfortable? Tell us who you are, where you come from.
Well, hi, I'm Lacey. My fiance and I have a house over in Raytown, so I'm pretty local to here. I grew up in Blue Springs. I have a medical background, but I thought that this is a great transition for me to doing something else to help other people. So.
We're excited to
Perfect.
have her. So
Was the medical background in psychiatry by any chance?
No, I have to have one of those myself.
Okay. That would have worked really well with this group, actually.
she is getting married later this summer. So there'll be a time when she's out, and that's why. Great reason to be out. So I'm excited for her and glad to have her. Welcome.
Yeah.
And we're all pretty friendly here. So, and you'll fit right in. All right, here's our calendar. I'm not going to go over this too much because we will talk about a lot of this in a minute. But we do have a couple of guests with us. Well, there's the June calendar. It's already getting full. I have a few more openings, so I might fill those, or we might fill those. But stay tuned for the June calendar coming up. Rustlin, you want to come back and talk to us? So now she's putting on a realtor hat and going to talk to us from the Health, Wellness, and Safety Committee. And we do have this little thing because we have people watching at home, and this is how they hear us. It's not really a microphone per se for us, but.
Fabulous, thank you. You guys are not new to Annette, and that's not new to us here, but she's just going to give a quick intro, and she has a little treats for you guys in her hands here. Ooh. I'll let her get us started here.
Hello, I know a lot of you, I see your faces a lot at High Blue, but I am the wellness manager at High Blue Wellness Center or Belton Parks and Rec, we're both. And so we see you coming in classes, working on the treadmills, pumping iron, all that good stuff, and we love to have you guys. So one thing I wanted to mention to you guys, as a business, we offer corporate memberships, and so I do have papers to give out for that. So if we have 10 people on a corporate membership, then you get a reduced rate. So if there's that many of you guys here that want a membership at High Blue, then you'll get that corporate rate. I'll leave all that with Restylane so you guys will know what that discounted rate is as well. But I do have day passes. if anybody'd like one, would you like to raise your hand and I will give them to you, or Russ will hand them out. This is for your family, so you can come in at any time. Use it at any time. It's good for the entire day. So if you want to bring your kids or grandkids or whatever swimming, they can swim in the morning, swim at night, as well. So, so make sure you come in and see us at High Blue. This weekend we have Carry Nation Days, which is on Main Street in Belton. That's Belton Parks and Rec is backing that. So we definitely want to see you there. Come out and enjoy that. We also have a kids mud run coming up in a couple weeks. I'm in charge of that. And it's very stressful, but it's a lot of fun. We usually have about 100 kids come out and play in the mud. So we have a good time with that occasion as well. Does anybody have any questions about High Blue or concerns or anything? Water Park will open, I believe, on the 30th. Or the 31st, depending on the weather, So it stayed closed because of the weather and stuff for the week. So, yeah.
As far as the day pass goes, what activities can I do if I go for the day pass? What can I do with it?
Anything at High Blue. Yeah. So.
What are some of the things besides swimming and working out?
Okay. Well, we have pickleball. If you go over there now, you're going to see that our our basketball courts outside are being torn up. We're actually putting outdoor pickleball in, so that's coming soon to High Blue. We'll also eventually I think we're going to do a big workout facility outside as well, kind of in our 5-year master plan, so to speak. We're also going to be doing some outdoor equipment back by the garage, if anybody's familiar with that area. That's coming in June or July. So we have some neat stuff with that. We have 70 classes free too. We have Pilates, yoga, Zumba, step classes. The rest of them just came to a new one.
And I was like, ooh. It's rare that I was the oldest person in that room. I was like, oh, that's nice.
Like, what has happened? This is fine. This is fine. Yeah. It's fine.
Great.
It's fine.
Great.
We have a small group training too. We have personal training as well. And of course you can play, like I said, pickleball inside, basketball, swimming, those kind of things as well. So yeah. And you always can hire a personal trainer or nutrition, somebody to help you with nutrition as well. We have that there as well.
There's also
So.
great opportunities for our individual businesses to
Good point.
sponsor teams
Yep.
or get
Yep.
signs up in the place or whatever. There's all
Yep.
kinds of opportunities
Yep.
for all kinds of budgets too.
Yeah. If you walk in, you'll see a picture of him as soon as to the left. So yeah, so there's always opportunities to be sponsors there at High Blue as well. So yeah, we do that on a yearly basis. So yeah. All right, any questions? Anybody else?
Thank you for
Thank you.
All right, all right, you're welcome.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Yay.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so here comes our fitness journey. So fitness is not about being better than someone else. It's about being better than you used to be. I love that. Does that resonate with anyone?
Mm-hmm.
We, for the Health and Wellness Committee, we are going to launch a walk. So what that means is we're going to calculate your steps. So this is going to launch on June 1st. I'm going to pass this around. I encourage everyone to sign up. And what that looks like is on Sunday, if you have a watch that charts your miles, so how many steps you get, or if you have a pedometer, or just your phone even has them as well. But the goal is to get up and let's get us moving and let's just start, getting our brains moving, because all of that goes into business with what we do with everybody else, right? When you're out there on your walk, you're going to be thinking about let's walk for perspective, walk for connection, walk for learning, walk for gratitude, and walk for productivity. So just as simple as you can make some phone calls on your walk, or you can take this time to meditate during your walk, or you can take the time to listen to a new podcast, get some motivation. Most folks in business want to look at somebody else that is also taking care of themselves, because they know that if you're taking care of yourself, then you know how to take care of your business. So what this will do on June 1st, we'll send out a text message to get everybody moving. And at the end of the day, each week on a Sunday, you're going to text your number of steps. And I can show you guys if anyone has any questions on how to do that. But it should be pretty simple, sweet and simple. We were gonna have you guys chart it like in a Google Docs or something like that, but if you're anything like me come Sunday and I've gotta sit and do this, I just wanna text someone a number and someone else to chart this for me. So we're gonna make it easy for you. We're gonna see if we can get some sponsors at the end of each week. On Tuesdays, we'll draw some names if you guys get registered, and then maybe you guys might get a treat. Something good. So hopefully you guys will join us.
That's a good idea.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
really
I do
cool.
have another one. I do. I forgot. Yes, actually, I might have two more. Fitness is about so much more than just exercise. It's a catalyst for positive change, and it affects every aspect of your life. And then the last one, 1% better every day. Small changes over time lead to big results. Take that with you too.
Love that. Thank you.
Good job,
Rosalind.
Rusty.
Rusty.
And also, Tricia is the other half, the co-chair of our Health, Wellness, and Safety Committee. So I know she's been a big part of that too. So appreciate you ladies and putting this on for us. So track your steps every week. So either figure out how your equipment works or keep track, however you do it. And then on Sunday, we'll be texting our steps over. So love that. What do we got next? Okay. So now I'm going to introduce one of the things we like to do, gentlemen, if you want to come on up. We always like to bring people your way that can help you in your business. And we've got Dave and Andrew, thank you, with Homestretch here. And so they're going to tell us what they do to help our clients get their homes ready to sell.
Perfect.
You can clip it if you
that
want,
on.
or yeah. And then here's
Wonderful. All right, so I was told we got about 8 minutes. We're gonna be as efficient as we can. My name is Andrew. I started the company in September. Dave joined me about 3 weeks ago. I was looking for a new business to start for like a year and looking at a lot of different franchise concepts, and this one really stuck out to me as soon as I heard it because about 2 years ago, my wife and I had a surprise death that we had to then go get a house ready to sell. And gentleman who had been living there was like 51, 52 years old, and it was just him, and it looked like it. There was a smoker in the garage with a makeshift chimney going out the wall. And just you can imagine what the inside looked like. And what we had to do was go out to that house multiple times to meet contractors who sometimes showed up and sometimes didn't to get bids. And then we had to, once we had the bids, try and organize all of the work to make everything, fall in line. And at the end of the day, it took us almost 3 or 4 months from start to finish to get the house ready. And so when this idea was presented to me, which I'll share with you here in a minute, it made instant sense because when I talked to the guy that told me about it, I said, I would have been the customer for this a year ago. So what we do is we help you guys get your listings ready by doing cosmetic upgrades to the home, and it's all managed under one roof. So we're taking care of it. So you as the agent don't have to try and play general contractor, and your client doesn't have to deal with this as well, right? They're already moving, they're trying to sell their house. The last thing they want to do is chase contractors around and figure out what color to paint a dining room that has wallpaper in it and so on and so forth. So starting at, there we go, okay. So here are the core services that we offer. The top 3 are the ones that really, as you all know, will move the needle on a listing to get you better photos and get it popping so you can put a higher list price on it. So if you need us to, we can come in and clear the house out if you've got an estate situation or just a lot of stuff left behind. We can take care of that for you. Next, we move on to painting, and we can do interior and exterior, whatever needs attention. And then carpet and flooring. So we do LVP, we do hardwood refinish, and then we can lay carpet in the rooms where that needs to be changed out. If in the process of doing all this, we need to maybe do some new light fixtures or something like that to give it a more modern polish, or the landscape has been neglected, we will get that cleaned up and make that look nice. And then at the end of the project, if you want, we can also do a clean just to get everything all up to speed. So what's the idea? The idea is to take something that looks like it's been lived in for 10, 15, 20 years, or maybe it's grandma's house that hasn't been touched in 40 or 50 years, put a modern polish on it so that you can attract a broad market buyer, right? That is the number one thing. Obviously, when you do that, you get to list higher, you're gonna get more showings, you're gonna get more offers, and it's gonna get sold quicker. Our job is to help you do this stuff, make the house ready so that you can be out doing what makes you money, which is getting more listings, going on more appointments instead of chasing contractors around. So this is a fun little part. It's a little before and after. All right, give me some suggestions. You walk in, this is your client's kitchen. What are you telling them to do?
Throw away the microwave.
What else you got? Yep. Yep, declutter. What else?
You need to brighten it up.
Uh-huh, brighten it up. Yep. Yeah. Oh, you don't like those? All right. Yep. So we'll do the after. Okay. Painted the cabinets, walls, decluttered, took the balance off, and I think they changed the light fixture on this one too. So quick guess about what this costs homeowner?
No.
Oh, yes. We'll give you that $100 later.
4,000?
So about 3. So, right? And so you're going to list the house. Would you rather take pictures of that or that? Okay. Now, obviously, that's a small kitchen, not a lot of cabinets, so the cabinet paint job on that was not very expensive. But that's where most of that came in. So, same house, got a bathroom. This is the primary suite bathroom. What are we doing here? What?
Change the light fixture.
Okay. What else?
Flooring.
Yeah, that's carpet. You guys don't like your socks getting wet while you brush your teeth? All right. Okay. So that's the after. It's actually the same vanity top. It's just much better lighting. So light fixtures, mirrors, painted the vanity, put LVP down, painted the walls. Anybody want to guess about what we're looking at here? 6? Oh, God, I love it. About $3,000. Wonderful. So at the end of the day, this house was this was out of our home office location in Cincinnati. This was back when it was like all cash, no contingencies, 100 offers on everything. Golf course lot, they were listed at $550, but they had buyers coming in saying kitchen, bathroom. So they took it off market for a couple of days, did the work, and then back on, then they relisted back at $550, which is where they were, and ended up getting a $615,000 offer after multiple offers and so on, or accepted offer at $615. So it's the little things that make the big differences. I don't have to tell you that. When somebody is trying to move, the last thing you want to do is pick out carpet and paint colors for the home they are leaving. So we have some color palettes ready to go. Once they sign the contract, we say, okay, hey, which one of these you want to do nice and easy? If they want to pick the colors or if the agent wants to, obviously, we're fine with that. Again, this is just to make everything easy on your seller. And then we have we actually have several different ways. We take credit cards, checks, and cash, as you can imagine. But then we also have a third-party financing app called Wisetack if they want to apply for that, as long as that's, doing a credit pull isn't going to mess up their loan for the next place if that's applicable. We also, there's a third party that I met actually at a networking event where they will finance to close any project, so long as it's approved, for, I believe it's a 15% fee. So whether they hold that for 2 weeks after the work is done or 6 months, that's how they work. So, and that is zero out of pocket to the buyer, or to the homeowner if they want to do something like that. All right, so here's our promise to you. So you call us, we will be out to do a consultation with you and or your client within 24 hours. We will have the bid sent out within 24 hours of that. And then quick start date, obviously, there's a little wiggle room there. But last week, we were doing a $15,000 interior and exterior paint job. And I called my guy, and after we got the signed contract, we were working 2 days later. So, did that go back?
Yeah, it did.
Oh, all right. That's what a great photographer can do for somebody like me. And one last thing, because I know this will probably come up when we get a couple questions, is yes, we do absolutely work on the buy side as well. So if you've got somebody who's moving into a house that looks like it's been lived in, or grandma's house, whatever, and they want to get some stuff done before they move in, we can certainly help with that as well. Anybody have any questions just about general services or anything like that? Yes, ma'am.
So if the agent's not paying it, they're making a contract with the homeowner? Is that what they're doing? You guys are making a contract with the homeowner?
Correct.
Or are you making a contract with us?
No. So we're ultimately billing your client. But the reason that we're here is that we're looking for a long-term partnership with you because, again, we want to make your life easier, right? So using us is going to, well, help you get the thing sold and probably for more money, but also takes you out of the equation of trying to run around and do a lot of this stuff for the clients. I know a lot of you don't want to, but you want to get that thing ready and get it sold. So some people do it, or some people are better about keeping that space and just handing to the client, their preferred vendor list or whatever. But either way, even if the client's trying to manage it, it's going to get done way quicker with us.
Most people just cringe when they hear contractor
Yeah.
to begin with. So
Right.
It's, we try to take it away from
So what if I needed to go to step 5 and I just needed some home repair stuff?
Home repair?
Like you had six things up there.
Yeah, so
You had a handyman was one of them.
Yeah.
Call you for a handyman or do?
you can. If you have a handyman that's used to just taking care of little stuff like that, then I would go with them. Because, oh, gotcha. Well, yeah, I mean, and we'll help you out. Because ultimately where the real value in our handyman services comes in is that it's coming along with the other stuff, and it's stuff we can knock out as part of a bigger project. So, but that being said, I'm not saying I won't bid something for you, but since, we use contractors for it, if it's just a punch list thing, you're probably going to pay more having us do it than, having somebody else do it, if it's just punch list stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
EPA requires a handrail.
Uh-huh.
The little things that you have to have in order to get approval for your home to close. Hard to get somebody.
Yep. Anybody else have any questions?
Any other questions?
Thank you, guys.
Perfect, yeah.
Great
Appreciate
job.
it.
That
We'll
was
hang
really
around
good.
after.
Can we leave those?
Yeah, we're gonna leave this.
Okay.
Perfect, yeah.
Yep, you can leave them here. We'd love to have them.
Can I ask? What was interesting about that, guys, is John Minningham here? Where's
Yep,
Johnny?
he's back there.
Oh, there he is. You and I have talked many times, but also others. It's like, when are we ever going to get a clean listing? Or there's not a bunch of projects to do and all that. And a lot of times, I know to provide value to the customer, we want to be that person that solves all problems, right? Does anybody else do that, or is it just my wife and I? Okay. So what if we had, instead of us being the person on point, going back and forth, meeting contractors and all the nonsense, which ends up tripling the amount of time we put on a listing, if we're being perfectly honest with you, with in most cases no more money. What if we had this as a solution as part of our value proposition? Yes, the stuff's still going to be done, but now you're not on point for the whole thing. That's what I liked. What you guys said that I thought was great is it takes us mostly out of the equation. So I think that could be a great tool. Whereas right now, many of you guys, I got a painter, I got a plumber, I got this, I got that. Oh, by the way, now we need mirrors, and you're down at Lowe's buying mirrors and stuff like that. What if we just get the seller a bid for these people and let them run the play?
Well, the prices were pretty good, but also not only are you chasing down the painter and the carpet guy and the this and that, but so's your seller, and they're trying to move. So, when I heard what they did, I was like, I think we need to get them in front of our people here and at least offer this to you guys so that you can offer it to your clients.
Yeah.
I may just add one other thing, piggybacking off what you said, use this as an advantage in a competitive listing.
Sure.
Because you can just call this a resource that you can call on to come in and say, hey, I can get a company in here, we can have this thing ready to go in 3 weeks.
Of that.
Yeah. Guys, it's all about our value proposition. You guys are out there taking more listings than anybody, but for us to continue to do that, we've got to really have value in our presentations, and I think it's a great tool. So having a flyer as part of your package might not be a bad idea in case you need to pull it out and go right down that path. But to me, the way I see the value is great value for our sellers, but also puts our agent back out there to work on their business instead of
in your
the
business. Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely. Any questions or thoughts? You guys like it?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Good one, Brandon.
All right. Very good. All right. So here we are. Buyers listings and open houses. I know you guys have been out there working hard. So what are we listing? What are we listing? With new listings that aren't already under contract, Marcia. That was good. That was a fun one. When did that one hit the market? Friday? Friday.
Where was the house, Marcia?
Lee Summit.
Oh, okay. That looked really nice. It is possible. It is possible. Yeah.
Yes. That's exciting. What you got listed there, Tom?
We got a 2.7 acres coming up in South Belton. So it is, get this, guys, earth contact, right? But nicest earth contact you're ever gonna see. Earth contact has got a second story. Actually it's a 4-bedroom. It's got a separate living space upstairs with a separate bathroom. It is super nice. 2.7 acres, manicured acres.
Nice.
You got a 2.7 acre lawn here you can do a lot with. Got a detached garage that's 30 by 40 that you could eat off the floor. This one's nice, folks. You're gonna wanna get your people out there to see it. Don't let the earth contact shy you away from it. If you got somebody looking at a story and a half, they wanna see this property.
When's it?
549.
549. Is it on the market already?
It'll be 6.9 live.
6.9.
6.3 pre-MLS, 6.9 live.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
2.7 acres. Yes.
I've actually got the nicest earth contact South Bend on the market. It doesn't have the shop though, but you can't eat on the floor in the house. So it's, I don't know. So it was under contract. Truder came out, did an inspection, had a different result than their same inspection a year and a half ago. So we're not really sure why things changed that much in a year and a half. So we're getting that fixed, but it fell out of contract with the buyer, and it's back on the market. So even if you don't have a buyer right now, feel free to share the video we've got out there on my Facebook page. Maybe Josh has it too. Feel free to share that. You might find a buyer, and we'd love to sell it. So
How many acres and what's the price?
it's 2.5. It's 449. It's 3 official bedrooms, and it's got another room that can be bedroom, bonus room, whatever you want to do with it. And it's an earth contact log home. And unlike most earth contacts, it's actually got windows along all the rooms on the back of the house.
Nice.
Which most don't. I live in one myself. We don't have those windows. So.
Okay. All right. Very good. Trisha.
I have a listing on Silvertop Lane coming available on really soon, June 8th. 5-bedroom, 4.5-bath lakefront, for $465. And I also have one in Overland Park, a 3-2, coming on the market June 5th for $400. Right over there, great neighborhood over there. And then I have one in Lee Summit coming on the market tomorrow. It's a 4-2 for $245. Roof's going on as soon as the rain stops. Newer HVAC, but very lovely carpet and some wallpaper.
Okay. Lovely.
Yeah.
Lee Summit. 249? 245. Lee Summit. Okay.
Need it sold on Wednesday.
Absolutely. Julie.
I have a 3-bed, 3-bath, 3-car garage split in Burris Ridge, only 2.5 years old, that went on the market today for $375 in
Harrisonville.
Harrisonville.
375.
Contingent, so I need to go.
Okay. Okay. Very good. Ryan.
Okay, nice little starter home out of West Belton on Montverde. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. It's a really fun design. It's an A-frame, so it's not for everybody, but it's an open floor plan. If you're looking for something like that for $235, it's priced right to sell.
Good deal.
No garage on this one though, but a big yard. So if you want to build one,
Okay. Belton. West Belton. Okay. Joanna.
So I've got one that I sold a couple of years ago. It's right here on 58, 400 Appaloosa. It was a 5-bedroom, it's now a 4-bedroom. It's a beautiful home. It's 2,500 square foot, and that doesn't include the basement. It's unfinished basement. It's on almost a full acre. They have replaced everything in the house. They put real hardwood floors, not LPV. They made the master a suite with a huge, they took out one of the bedrooms and made a full bath and a full closet, and I mean, it's really nice. Redid the kitchen, sunroom, put in a patio. It's really nice. It's going on June 21st for $499, right here.
Right here on the corner, right?
Right here in the corner.
Yeah. Okay. Good deal.
Very nice.
Lonnie, what you got?
We did go live with the duplex in Grandview, $195. Each side rents for $845. If you do the numbers on that, it actually works into a nice little rental. I thought it would be gone over the weekend, which surprisingly it's not. But we have 2 in Creekmore going pre-MLS this week. One's a nice C&M reverse on the golf course. House is about 15 years old. We're working on pricing now. It'll straddle 600, so 595-ish, something like that, I'm guessing. And then we're going to go live next week with one that's a big 2-story, full finished basement. So it's about 4,100 square feet. And it's impeccable. The lower level's finished, the bar and the lower level's over the top, and it'll be about 6 1/4.
Nice.
Just mint condition. 2 really nice.
Love that.
Yeah.
All right, any other listings you want to mention? Buyer needs? Buyer needs. We got all the buyers taken care of.
Yeah.
Every buyer has a home. All right. Yeah, well, there we go. I knew we had somebody.
Up to 150, wherever that can afford you a home, we're open to. KC Independence, that's it. 3-bed referral. We looked at some places that are all right, and this is a quote from my client, Darren. I didn't say this.
Uh-oh.
She doesn't want to live in the hood, but she's okay with hood adjacent. Whatever that means, I've asked her to interpret that for me and give me strict guidelines, because I'm not using my interpretation. Right, Darren?
He's just shaking his head.
And then another first-time buyer, 250, 275 or so, kind of North KC, kind of been looking all over. It's like 3-bed, 2F, pretty flexible on other stuff. Yeah, 250, 275 or so. Gladstone, kind of that whole general area.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Any other buyer needs you want to mention to the group? Yeah.
If you get something here that's local in the Ray Peck School District with some land, one of those budget deals up to $600K, they really want to be able to shoot on their land. So, and there is a for sale by owner over there by me off of 235th and Harper, if anybody, and they're willing to pay a buyer's agent fee if anybody is interested in that. I think they're asking $575, like 4-bedroom, got a lagoon in the back. About 3.5 acres is what about needs a little fixer upper, but.
Okay.
Can you clarify for everybody what determines whether they can shoot or not shoot?
Well, the
A gun, yeah.
county guidelines, I would say, would be first step, but on this particular one, the reason why my people didn't go for that one is because you have to set a berm up in front of the pond that's in the back, not the lagoon, but the pond. It just would create an eyesore, and that's really what's important to them, so.
Yeah.
But what is the criteria to shoot? That is it
Out of
10 acres?
out of city limits.
City limits, county.
City limits.
We're talking Cass County.
County, but yeah, like, in Cass County, you can shoot, where I'm located, you can shoot wherever you want, just hopefully don't aim in the direction of the neighbors.
Right.
And
Yeah.
that's why you need a berm, so you can safely shoot.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. All right. We'll keep our eyes and ears open for that one. Tricia?
I do have a family looking to buy a little bit of land or something, but they're near that 350 and anywhere from Harrisonville towards State Line Road.
Okay. Okay. Good deal. All right, we are moving on here. I don't have too much today. I wanted to let you know, Laura, you're hearing this for the first time too. Carrie, first time too, Education Committee. We had an opening in the calendar for tomorrow morning, and I decided to fill it with a lead gen power hour, which means come in if you want to lead gen with some other people. Come in here. I've got a script, and we will do it together. If you want. Sometimes it's kind of fun to do this together. I've got a little bit of a script. If you don't know, I need to make my calls. I don't know what to say. I don't know who I'm calling. Just get in here and we'll figure it out. For an hour, we'll sit and we'll talk about it, get a little bit of a strategy, split up a little bit, and then come back together at the end and kind of see what we found in our lead gen. So that's tomorrow at 10 a.m. There you go, Laura. 6 personal perspectives with Tim Crable. We're bringing him out of education retirement for this and appreciate that. So the 6 personal perspectives, Tim will be teaching in June, on June 9th, 23rd, and 30th. Those are Mondays. 3 weeks. This is a mindset class. This is on, a lot of times we know the what, but we don't always remember the why or the how or it's mindset stuff. So Tim, did you want to say anything about that, or?
6 personal perspectives is one of my favorites. If you've done BOLD before, they usually somehow pepper the 6 personal perspectives into the BOLD curriculum. And it's fundamental in anything that we do at KW. It all revolves around that mindset. That's how you break free from falling into ruts and doing the same thing over and over, and just getting outside of limiting beliefs. This is
Absolutely.
definitely it.
Absolutely. Even if you've had the class in years past, come again. You always need a refresher. I love this class as well, and I'm just really grateful and excited to see that you were teaching that. So coming up next month, keep that on your calendar. We do have a coaching team meeting. So if you're in the coaching program with Sandy and I, Brandy and Sandy, somebody said BS coaching.
Ooh.
It was a joke.
That's awesome.
It was a joke. Maybe I'll put Sandy and Brandy. That's what we should do. But if you are in coaching or would like to be in coaching, get in here for this. This is next Monday, and it's a great time to get together with other people. We've got 21 people in that coaching program, so I need to see more than 3 of you in this room. So 10 a.m. next Monday. All right. Well, Lonnie, it is your turn. We do have awards. I don't know where you want to do your awards now, later.
Oh, do we have them?
We do.
Oh, okay. Let's
We
do them now.
Let's do them now.
Yeah.
All right, let's get some awards going.
Hey,
Celebrate
yeah,
our successes here.
you guys see some of my posts. May was really interesting. We broke some records in different categories, and that's hard to do because, as you know, this is the 3rd year in a row of what's considered a real estate recession and all that other nonsense. So the fact that we broke records as a team collectively is really exciting. And what Caesar posted for us last week is for June, we are crushing it again. May closings.
May,
May
April,
closings. Yeah,
May.
April and May are just going to be through
Yes.
the roof for our group. So good for everybody. Let's talk about sales volume in the group category. And I need some energy, please. The
Yeah.
Wrangle Group, 1.23.
I'll take it.
Randy gets to do the steps.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Number 2 in the group category, 2.3 million, Finn Realty Group.
Way to go, man.
It's decent. Number 1 in the group category, Lonnie Branson Real Estate, 2.6 million.
Come on.
Yeah. The team category, closed sales volume, 430,000, Full Circle Real Estate.
Hey, all
Yes.
right.
Number 2 in the team category, Fife Real Estate, 813K.
Good job.
Just short of a million. Number 1 in the team category, John Mooningham Real Estate, 2.5 million.
Nice.
Way to go, Mooningham.
That's a big number, Johnny. That's a big number. That's his new truck out there.
Yeah, probably.
He's like, no, not yet.
He's got 4 kids.
Individual closed sales volume, Janelle Farron, 631,000. Good
right.
job, Janelle. Nathan Priest, he's new to this, but 652. Good job, Nate.
Good job, Nate.
Oh, there he is. Sorry, Nate, didn't see you there. James McClay, soon to be the mayor of Butler, 775.
Right. Way to go, James.
I tease him. Butler's a great market.
Yes.
There's not as much competition, and he's the man
He
down
is
there. We got a lot of
scooping it
people
up.
doing well down there.
Yeah.
But hey, another idea, by the way, when we have somebody looking at $150,000 to $200,000 houses, those are very difficult
Mm-hmm.
to find that are loan worthy and all that. So the tendency is to move towards the inner core of Kansas City, and then you get some of the other comments that came about. But you can sometimes go the other direction too. You can go out to areas like an Adrian, like a Butler, like a Ballard. I don't know where Ballard is, but yeah, get a USDA loan, or Garden City, or Uric, or these kind of areas. So maybe think differently. Ask those questions before, let people know they have options. Individual, Rustlin, 895.
Wow.
Sure, I'll get on the individual. Number 6, individual, Tricia Henson, just under $1 million, 934.
Oh, right there. You hand that back.
Number 5, individual, Jake Keith, just under $1 million, 985.
Jake.
15. Number 4 individual, well over $1 million, Sandy Paxton.
Good job, Sandy.
Jeez. Told you we had a good month. There's a
Good
lot of people with
job.
millions. Individual, closed sales volume, Brannigan, 1.067.
Well
Good job,
done,
Good
Brandon.
for her. Number 2 individual, Scott Swagger, 1.25.
Yeah, Scotty.
Good month.
How about this for the number 1 individual, our former rookie of the year, Shelby Eckert, 1.8 million.
Wow, great job, Shelby.
She's our current rookie of the year.
Current rookie, that's
Our
right. I
current
guess she's
reigning
not-
rookie of the
She
year.
is reigning, I like
Yes.
that. Yeah, teacher,
Shelby Eckert.
correcting me. Listing stake and volume. This is the number 1 forecaster of what your next 30 to 60 days looks like. Number 3 in the group category, Finn Realty, 765.
Yes.
Give it
Good
up.
job, Benji.
Number 2 in the group category, Lonnie Branson Real Estate, 1.87.
Well done.
Yeah.
And we just all got crushed by New Edge Partners, 2.775.
Nice.
A big one. Team category, $550,000, Lacey Landon Homes.
All
Good
right.
job. Where are the ladies today? Austin Real Estate came in number 2 at $735,000.
Good job, Mary.
Very cool. Number 1 team, listings taken volume, First Circle Real Estate, $2.065 million.
Well done.
That's a big
Good
number.
job.
Individuals, yes, individuals can take listings too. Number 10 individual, Laura Crotty, $280,000.
Laura.
Good job. Is Kay Hudson here? Kay Hudson did one. How about
She did.
$320,000?
Good job, Miss
Very
Kay.
good. Tori Richmond, $340,000.
Go, Tori.
Nice. Good job.
Trisha Henson, our number 7 individual with $359,000.
Good job, Trisha.
Can't read. Julie Snyder's $400,000. Good job, Julie.
Julie.
Is Tony here? Tony Doherty, $400K. Good job.
Tony.
Nothing wrong with that. Brandon Barnett, $408,000. Good
Nice.
job again. A lot of people. Jake Keith, our number 3 at $415,000.
Keep it rolling, Jay.
Broker Darren, he's brokering us and also listing houses, $525,000.
Nice.
And number 1 individual, this guy's rookie in all ways, Nathan Priest, $2 million.
Just getting it figured out. Good job.
Just getting it figured out.
He's like, man, I know why I don't go to meetings now. Why just
He
making
gets
fun of me.
roasted.
Yeah. So first closing is always fun to celebrate these people. Jenny Miller Wagoner, her first
Yeah,
closing.
good job, Wendy.
Yay.
Way to go.
And Mary Beth Stevens,
Good
first
job.
closing.
Nice, very bad.
Two
for
Harrisonville girls there.
Home runs. We remember what home runs are. So 1 closing, 1 listing, 1 under contract. If your name is not on here and you had a home run, please see Caesar. Be nice. Home run, Brannigan Barnett. Good job, Brannigan. Darren Jones, home run.
Darren Jones.
How about Julie Phillips, home run? Back in your little spot
Julie.
again. That's where you always used to sit. I like that. It's coming back to me.
Yeah.
And Lonnie Branson with a home run.
Good job, Lonnie.
All right, $1 million a month. There's a stack here. $1 million is a massive. Oh, we had a first listing, and it is congratulations.
It is
no person.
congratulations, someone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go.
To be determined.
To be
Who that was.
determined. Your-
That was
well,
good.
yes.
Yeah. $1 million months go to John Minningham. How about the Minningham boys? Stephanie Finn, $1 million a month.
Good job, Stephanie.
Shelby Eckert, individual agent, $1 million a month.
Shelby.
Scott Swaggart, individual, $1 million a month. Joanna, $1 million a month. Brannigan, individual, $1 million a
right.
month. Sandy Paxton, individual, $1 million a month.
Nice.
Lonnie Branson, real estate.
Lonnie
Go,
Branson.
you guys. Good work.
So I know we were running all that by you really fast, but did you realize how many people that were individual agents were $500,000 and up to even over $1 million? It's huge. That used to never be the case here. So what we're seeing now is people can have big businesses on their own. Part of that is because you're leveraging better. You know, you're able to get transaction coordination in some cases. Some of you are using showing assistance of some sort, and you're able to leverage things and stay as an individual, which is not a bad thing, guys. Anybody thinks they have to be a team, build a team, and all that, I would beg to differ. Ask Scott Swaggart if he enjoyed being an individual last year. He had a $500,000 business as a standalone agent.
Did all right.
That's pretty darn good. A couple things. Who was at the investment club? Was it last week or the week before?
Last Wednesday.
Yeah, with 35 people again, which
Yep.
never works that way.
Packed house.
With 35 the first time, and I was like, well, it'll be more like 15 this time. So basically had a few new faces, which was great. And in that meeting, we tried to go down several different paths, but the main path was how do these people, we had a panel, we had Jake, Devon, and Nate up here, how do they find these properties? Then if they find them, how do they assess them? Like, is it a good deal? Is it a bad deal? What's budgeting look like for a flip? We went down all of those different paths. And of course, there's not enough, you could spend a whole day just on that. So we'll try to do it all in 90 minutes. Then we talked about where do we find these? Again, the MLS, you'll see some opportunities out there. Tom shared with us that he's bought several houses on the MLS that there was enough value there to turn around and flip it and make a nice margin, okay? And a nice margin for him might be different than somebody else, but nonetheless, I've seen his numbers and those are really nice margins, okay? Nate, he'll be at the courthouse steps buying houses. So there's all kinds of different avenues, but one of the ahas of that meeting, and now I'm seeing people execute, is if we want to attract these kind of opportunities, what are we putting out there to have people reach out to us for that, okay? They know Sandy's an agent. She's been in the people in her database, Sandy, they love her. They go back to her over and over again. do they think of her if they hear somebody that has kind of a beater house that needs a plea? Do they think of her first? Because usually Sandy posts pictures of these beautiful homes and her client right out by the sign, but do they think of her for those kind of houses? And by the way, if they think of you in that light, it's not a bad thing. They just need to know you have a division within your business that handles that. You guys get that? That's okay. And if those houses are, if you pick it up for $70,000, it looks like it's going to fall over. Maybe that's one you don't put on your website, okay? Or you could put the before and after maybe down the road. So I know with our team, I have to kind of police that because we get in and out of a lot of those kind of deals. And I'm like, I don't need every house out there. That just doesn't serve us a purpose. But anyway, so we had some great conversations around that. One of the things we looked at, and I hope as agents in the office, you guys realize there are foreclosures going on all the time. They're not at a super high level, contrary to what people were expecting, I think. But nonetheless, foreclosures happen. And they happen to good people for bad reasons, whether it's health issues, business failings. You can just go on what creates these type of things. But what we have to remember in our business is these are, in many cases, these are families that something went wrong for them, okay? This is not a market where we're having a lot of foreclosures where it was in 2007 to 11. They were just coming at us like, gangbusters. Values were dropping and all those things. But now we still have values on the rise, but there's still some foreclosures out there. I think as an industry, most of us in this office, we don't even know where to find this information. Who knows where to find this information? Raise your hand if you would know where to go. And you're the top office in the county by a ton, okay? Can you imagine what the other offices are looking at? We need to understand that part of the business because I think what ends up happening, there are things that can be bought on the courthouse steps. People like Nate, people like Jake and Tom, they understand that process in today's world. I haven't done it in years, so I'd be the last resource there. But I think we will see a little bit more foreclosure activity, and we have to at least understand how that game is played. If one of you come up with an investor client, all of a sudden he finds out about something and wants to know, hey, Sandy, why didn't you tell me about this property? I told you I want Pleasant Hill. This is Pleasant Hill on 5 acres. And you're like, sorry. It's not an MLS, right? That's not the right answer. We need to find these sources and be watching these, just like we do Facebook and all this other stuff. Very, very good information to see how this process comes about. We also, in that club, we talked about hard money lenders and things like that. If anybody knows what a hard money lender is, it can be a resource for you or your clients to get into that flipping world quite easily with very little or very minimal amount of money out of pocket. But with that, guess what? High costs. You got make sense? High interest rate and high fees. But that could get somebody into the game, so to speak, that's out of the game right now. If any of you all are thinking, I've come across some opportunities, and instead of taking advantage of it, I sit there and sold it to my investor guy. He made 40 grand on it. I made a $3,500 commission, right? Which would you rather have, the 40 grand or the $3,500 commission? Okay. Personally, I'll go 40 grand. Anybody else? Yeah. Okay. By the way, that's a pretty easy one. The whole scheme of things. But we look at it because we don't have the cash that we can't get into that game. And actually, that's not true at all. But you also have several people that are willing to partner with you. You go find them. As long as you make it lucrative enough for them, you have your financing. There are people out there that would love to partner with you. Now, they may not want to do any of the work. They may just want you to keep them updated. But that can be your banker as well. That's more of a partnership type setup. So start getting people to reach out to you on these things, and I think the conversation can be pretty interesting. Tom mentioned to our group that when he's bought these, by the way, he made a commission when he bought it, right? He makes the money on the flip, and he charges himself a commission in many cases on the back end. That's 3 different low revenue sources right there, okay? Add the 3 up and see what those numbers look like. Pretty darn good in many cases, right? And not all are home runs in that arena, but the fact is you've done really well with it in a relatively short period of time. Devon, he's out there doing he's doing a lot of volume. Nathan, a lot of volume. So they're touching Jackson County, Cass County, all these different areas. Anybody else have any questions on that kind of thing? Yes, Joanna.
So that list that you pulled up that you're holding up, where is that from?
Yeah, that's a good question because I don't have my glasses. I guess I could look.
The paper.
This is Harrisonville's newspaper, right? Is that the only one in Cass County that publishes these?
That's where 99.9% of all Cass County foreclosures.
Yeah, and I think you can get a subscription to that paper for almost nothing. I mean, it's $25 a year. So, maybe they'll finance you. I don't know.
Finance you.
We'll put it on your office bill, all right? But start, yeah, I think this would be a good thing, put it on your to-do list. Get a subscription to this paper and go, maybe you'll see some other nice things in there. But at the end of the day, you'll see how this process works. We're challenging the investment group to, at some point, you see one that's, hey, they're going to call this sale on the courthouse steps Wednesday at 9 a.m. Go to one, okay? Don't plan on bidding unless you have your ducks in line, but watch how it goes down, and you'll see a couple little sharks like Nate over there, and they're bidding against each other to get these houses. And once you see it go down, it's not all that intimidating. It's not brain surgery, is it, Nate? Yeah, it's not. Otherwise, we wouldn't be doing it. Yeah. And sometimes nobody shows up at those things. And then sometimes the guy shows up and goes, hey, just so you know, the 2 sales are off today. That kind of thing. So it can be disappointing. Nate drives all the way to Platte County to the deal of a lifetime. By the time he gets there, they're not having the sale. That's part of that world a little bit. But this is a whole aspect of our business we don't talk about a lot. The reason being there has been less and less and less foreclosures, just like short sales. We don't talk about it very much because there's very few of those going on. So we really don't have the time to put into that particular arena. Does anybody know what a short sale is? Mm-hmm. Okay. Anybody come across one lately? There's a few. Yeah, there's a few. But as long as property values are going up, we don't see a lot of people in the short sale arena, because if values are going up, chances are, even if they put very little down, if they've been in the house a year, 2 years, 3 years, unless they tore it up, chances are we can punch them out of it. We don't need the lender to take a short payoff to make the deal work, okay? And that's what a short sale is. It's the bank going, okay, I don't want to take this house back, and they owe me $300,000. I'll go ahead and take $280 just so I don't have to foreclose on these people. You see how that works? So that, by the way, then the bank has the opportunity to decide what to do with their shortage. And do they go after these people? And that gets pretty deep and messy, so I won't spend a lot of time. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, well, and the banks don't want the houses back. You would think, well, the bank wants the house back because they're going to make all this money. Nope. By the time they get legal fees and the unknown that can happen to the house, tornadoes and fires and vandalism, they just don't even want any part of that. If there's an easier button, they're usually going to just say, hey, I'll go ahead and take it on the chin here to not have to do that, just in more general terms. We talked a little bit about, by the way, our Thursday call, which is the minimum of 30 people. Okay, we've been more like 22 to 23. So please put that back on your calendars. I know summer's here, and this is a very common thing. All summer running 10 different directions. Me too. But somehow we've managed to be, you and I are usually on there, right? Yeah, somehow we're on there. So get on those calls so we can deep dive this. Who's doing the call this week? Is it Shelby? Is that what I saw?
Shelby.
Yeah, so she'll bring energy. She's just got a great way of doing things. So in my little P moment, one of the things I wanted to talk about is, these awards are great. We're obviously getting our unfair share. But for this to continue at any level, we're not going to get the help of the market like we had hoped, okay? Right now, interest rates are kind of stuck. We are not going to see a 5 handle anytime soon. In fact, if we did, that probably means something massively bad happened. And if that's the case, I don't think we really, be careful what you ask for kind of thing. So prepare to do business in the environment we're in right now. And based on these awards, based on the office results, this environment isn't hitting us too hard. You guys okay with that? And then there's the what if. What if it got good? Well, we've got to get the habits changed to take advantage at a higher level of the current market we're in. And then at some point, we're going to see these rates go down, and it is game on, okay? But here's the thing, guys. If your skill set has not gotten stronger, you will not grow when the market opportunity expands. And the reason being is this real estate market now going forward is a higher skill-based market than it used to be. That's why I love hearing the tools these guys brought. That's something that our agents know that they can have in their back pocket that could give them an advantage in a listing presentation or something like that. The days of just showing up and getting the deal, meeting a buyer in here, smiling a lot, talking a lot, and they're going to sign, that can happen. But I think we're seeing less of that. Would you guys agree? I know we are. It seems like we're having to compete a little bit more than I remember us having to do, that sort of thing. But if you're going to Brandy was talking about lead generation, is that tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
whole word. Should have called it something other than lead gen, because people,
Yeah.
when they're like,
Sure.
when they hear lead gen, it's like, turn the light on, the roaches run, right? So they're scared to death of it. But we're going to have to work on the skill set a little bit. We get to watch and hear you guys and your stuff, and your results are amazing. I mean, they're not. It's not debatable on what you're doing. It's fantastic. But we got to get a little bit better. We got to work on it a little bit more. I know Amber and I kind of got to a point we got really lazy, and then we watch how Ryan does his business and some other people. And we're like, we probably need to focus more on presentation and focus more on our value proposition versus just rolling in there and expecting to get the business. Now, that's worked well in the past, don't get me wrong. And if I don't have to do any extra work, I'm not doing it, okay? That's just me. But the reality is some of the deals we didn't get, I look back and I go, I got kind of lazy there. I didn't quite put my full press on a particular person, didn't get the deal. So we're going to be focused like, hey, if we're going to do this, let's win. Let's get these deals. You guys deserve them. Who feels like right now on a scale 1 to 10, if you were at a buyer meeting right now in the conference room, meeting a buyer the first time, who feels like you're a 9 or a 10 on your presentation, the value you bring to them, explaining how commissions work? Who in here feels like they're at least a 9 out of 10? John? Yeah. No. 8 or 9. Yeah. Ryan, Sandy, feel like you're pretty good at it?
Just first, especially first time buyers, I feel like I'm 8.5.
Okay.
I feel like an 8.5.
Gotcha. Okay. So I bet of our 125 agents, there's probably 20 that would really, truly say that that's where they're at. So my question is, how are the rest of us going to get to that level? When do we decide to get to that level? How many buyers do we have to miss on? Or how many sellers do we not get picked? And we blame it on commission, of course, or something else, right? I had the wrong clothes on. I don't know what it is, but they didn't pick me. Or do we really be honest and go, our skill set's here and it needed to be here? And every time in our office, every time you lose an opportunity, it's $8,600, okay? And it's going up. $8,600. How many of those do I have to take on the chin to finally go, I got to get a little bit better to play in this arena, okay? Has anybody ever went to a presentation and you just stunk and you knew you weren't going to get hired, but somehow you did? Yeah. We all have, right? And you're like, man. Yeah. It can happen, but more often than not, when you stink, you're not getting hired, okay? If you're competing against anyone else. And then how many times have we just crushed it and not got hired? It happens. That's pretty rare. That's pretty rare. Usually when you crush it, you're going to get hired more often than not. What's that, Ryan? Yeah, losers. Losers. I bet the other agent did it for like 1%, right? Yeah. So we can talk ourselves in or out of anything for sure. But do think about that, you guys. This is June's here. Okay, that's the 6th month of the year. We're 5 months in. Everyone in here gets a chance to do a reset in the middle of the year. Okay, you own your own business. It's your rules, right? You can shut your business down. You can turn it on. You can gas pedal down. You can throttle back. Whatever you choose to do. But be really intentional on whatever that's going to be, because you have time now to really make the second half of the year special. If you're behind your goals and all that, which many of us are, raising my hand in that really, I mean, it matters, but the opportunity is still there. We got 7 months. So it's not like, well, it's November 30th to Sandy, we're just not going to get to those goals. There's plenty of runway there. A lot of you guys are streaky, where you'll kind of go through a little bit of a slow period and you're convinced real estate's not for you, and all of a sudden 60 days later you're just singing zippity doo dah because you're on fire. Okay, a lot of us do this. Andy, you and I are probably the best at that, right? We just catch momentum and hair's on fire, we're closing stuff, and all of a sudden we're like, man, I don't even remember being slow, that sort of thing. Wouldn't it be nice not to have to do that though? Yeah. But here's the thing. Yeah. Last concept is this. What ends up happening with most of us is we have goals and expectations that are here, and we have activities that are here. And sometimes those weak activities, weak habits will get us some great results. It can happen from time to time during certain stretches. I mean, sometimes, John, everything we touch is golden. And sometimes you and I talked about in the winter, like, hey, man, everything I touch right now is crap, right? It's just how it works. But generally speaking, if your goals and your desires are here and your effort and energy is here, you'll never get to those goals. It's almost impossible to do that. So I would say, try to go internal and kind of look and say, first of all, do I really want those goals? Or did I just put them out there because it's a big number, right? You put it out there, but is it something you're willing to pay the price for to get to? If somebody says, hey, I'm losing 20 pounds, but they haven't changed their diet, exercise, reduced stress, or any of that, how committed are they to that goal? Our business works exactly the same way. If we want these results, we've got to get the habits and things started to get us to those levels. As a market center, it's happening for us as an organization, which means for a lot of you it is happening, but I would just like to take more of our people along for the ride. Is that cool? Okay. You got anything else?
No,
We're done?
I think we're good.
Let's call it a day. Go sell some
All
houses.
right. Woo! Yeah, that's it.
I thought I was forgetting something. I'm like, did Brandy tell me something else?
No?
I mean,
Well, maybe I forgot to.
line, and then that's it.
Yeah, here we are, and we're done.
It's over. Good job, you guys.
Here's my group.
Home stretch.
I know, right?
That's an incredible resource. I mean, I'll call them and give them a shot. Right?
Cheaper all in one shot.
That's a great resource. I love that. Okay. I know you're great. That's outstanding.
Yep.
No.
That's, I think I picked the noisiest chair. No, they're all different. They're all very loud. Your office, I didn't see it. Is it still a mess?
Yeah.
Is it?
I have a wall rough studded in.
Hey! Hey, guys, I forgot to tell you that was here.
Wow.
She has my whistle, no, but I can yell.